everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to all the newcomers. I see I have several new subscribers. Thank you so much. So happy to have you. Today I want to share with you 5 tips that help me maintain and achieve a smaller waist. Now, yes, I know you have seen in the before pictures that even when I was 215 pounds, I naturally had a waist that was smaller in proportion than the rest of me. However, I do and have struggled with not having a waist as small as I'd like it to be. And I know I'm not the only one out there. So I'm going to share with you 5 tips that help me slim my waist up and slim it down. You know, everybody wants that snatched waist. Tip number 1, I cut back on the carbs. And if you've seen any of my other weight loss videos, you probably already know that that is something that I have been practicing for quite some time. It is something that I've tried and it has stayed true to me, honey. I love carbs just as much as the next person. You know, I love pasta and pizza and Mexican food, tacos and enchiladas. I love all that stuff. But I find that when I eat foods high in carbs, even if I'm watching my calories and I'm, you know, eating sandwiches and stuff like that, I find that whenever I eat processed carbs, I find that I hold weight more easily in my midsection. And I find whenever I cut them out, I can be eating the exact same amount of calories, but just without carbs, without those carbohydrates. And I'm telling you, my waist slims up. Tip number 2. I stopped eating at least 5 hours before going to bed. Yes, and I'm telling you, this is probably one of the biggest tips on this page. Here's the thing about eating and then going straight to bed. First of all, when you eat and go straight to sleep, your body does not have the opportunity to rest and recover, and that's what it's trying to do, rest and recover. That's why you're sleeping. Instead, it's working on digesting all the food that you just got done eating. So all of a sudden, you already know how it feels. You eat, you go straight to sleep, you wake up, you're groggy, you hit snooze 10 times. That's because you really haven't been able to rest. You've been digesting all night. Secondly, when you eat, obviously you're taking in energy, you're taking in calories, that's energy. Well, you go straight to sleep, you're not using any of that energy. So what's going to happen? It's going to store as fat immediately. And since you're groggy, you're not really getting any solid quality rest, your stress levels will go up. And I think it's called cortisol or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what the chemical or hormone is. I'm not sure what it's called exactly. But there's something that happens when your stress levels are high. It makes it easier to store fat around your midsection. So you're stressed out because you're not getting quality sleep, and then your body's not able to use the energy you just put in it, so it's storing it. And where do you think it's going to store it? Right around your midsection. So that's why it's really, really important. 2-3 hours is better than nothing at all. I certainly never recommend eating and going straight to bed, but 2-3 hours is better than nothing at all. But I find the sweet spot is like 5 to 7 hours. If I wait at least 5 hours before going to bed, I know that my food is fully digested and that when I go to sleep, my body is resting and recovering, and there is nothing that will be stored as fat. Anytime I eat, I know that I'm actually using that energy. I'm awake to use the energy. So that has helped me tremendously. I know that if you give it a try for like I'd say a few days to a week, you're going to realize that every morning you wake up, you are more and more tight in the midsection. Like it's just shrinking. I'm telling you. Tip number 3 is drinking tons of water. Yes. I know you've heard this time and time again, but I'm going to tell you again, you have to drink a lot of water. Water helps flush your system. When you're holding on to water weight, actually drinking a lot of water helps to flush that out. When you have excess, that like soft excess fat that comes from maybe you just had, I don't know, a bad cheat day or something, like it helps to flush all that stuff out. You just don't want to have anything just unnecessarily sitting on top of that midsection. You just pretty much want to help your body get rid of anything that does not need to be there. And drinking a lot of water will help you do that. Tip number 4, I ate within a calorie deficit. Anytime you want to focus on fat reduction, you have to look at taking in less than your body uses in terms of energy. So I work out, you know, at least 3 times a week. And when I do that, I like to have my calories between 1,200 and 1,800 a day. 2,800 to 3,000 calories is what my body would need to maintain my weight. So I want to eat a little bit below that so that I can lose body fat. And yeah, like I said, about 12 to 1,800 calories a day is a good place for me. And I think for most women, between 12 and 1,800 calories is about the right place to be when it comes to fat reduction. Reducing overall body fat will obviously benefit the midsection and the waist and the core. And tip number 5, the last tip I have for you, I hit solid core workouts every week. I like to do 2 or 3 a week. Some people like to do 1 or 2. Maybe your core and your abs aren't as developed. 1 or 2 could be very effective for you. It'd be a really good place to start. But I'd say the sweet spot, let's just say, is around 2 core workouts every single week, structured around slimming your waist. Because I noticed that out there they have a lot of core and ab workouts that they probably work when it comes to strengthening your midsection and strengthening those abs and stuff like that. But I think the look that especially most of us women are going for these days is you just want a really tiny snatch waist. And some people, they do a lot of weighted exercise when it comes to their midsection, and they're holding the weight and they're doing all this. And you know, I'm telling you, it's a very specific kind of core workout that you have to do when it comes to getting that snatched waist, okay? And you're probably wondering, well, what is it that you do, Laura? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have the formula of a good core workout to help me get that snatch waist, then share it. And that's exactly what I'm about to do. So I actually took the camera to the gym with me. I recorded exactly my workout. This is what I have. I created this core workout months ago. This is what I've been doing, and this is what has been working for me. So here it is. Enjoy. So we're starting off with sit-ups, and this is your typical sit-up. You put your hands behind your head, elbows out to the side, and you come all the way up. You want your chest to touch your knees or your thighs. When you're doing sit-ups, try your best to not use your legs or your bottom half to help you up. You notice when a lot of people need someone to hold their feet or need to put their feet under something, that means you're using a lot of usually quadriceps to try to get you all the way up. You want to engage your abs. You want to engage your core. So try your best to not use anything to help you sit up. I think the exercise is made a little bit easier if you cross your hands across your chest. I think it makes it a tiny bit easier. So next we're doing planks with hip taps. Next to me I have my phone on a 30-second timer. So as soon as it beeps, I'm gonna plank for 30 seconds. If you're more advanced, obviously you can do a minute. And if you aren't as advanced, I'd say maybe start with 10-15 seconds and work your way up. When the timer sounds, I'm going to start my hip taps. I'm not going to come down. I'm going to go straight into hip taps. I'm going to do 20 of them, counting 1 every time one of my hips touch the ground. And then I personally like to go back into a plank until the thing beeps again, letting me know that another round of 30 seconds has completed. Moving right along, we're going to do leg raise holds. Back in high school, they used to call these 6 inches. Again, I have my timer. We're going to do 30 seconds on a hold. I know that you can do them with your legs a little lower or a little higher. I'm not sure what's easier, whether they're higher or lower. I'm going to assume the higher your legs are, the easier it is. Make sure you're holding your legs at a level where it's challenging for you, okay? To where you feel like you're shaking to hold it for that 30 seconds. Then bring the knees back toward you and then release. Next, we're gonna do lower back extensions. And I love these because it does obviously help to strengthen and carve out that lower back, but also it helps with the glutes and the hamstrings. It's just a really good overall lower body move. So when you do these, it's really important that when you come down, you fully break. When you break, you want to turn into like a right angle. When you come up, you want to come all the way back, kind of arching your back. And I even like to give a little pulse at the top. You sometimes see people using weights when they do this workout. When you're trying to shrink your waist, you don't want to add bulk. When you add weights, you're growing the muscles. And you don't want to get rid of fat just to replace it with the bulk of your muscles. So when I'm doing core workouts, I try to stay away from adding weight. And my last exercise is vertical knee raises. This particular piece of equipment is at a slant, as you can see. Most gyms have one that is completely upright. It pretty much works the same. You just lift your knees up. I like to say, imagine that you're bringing your knees to your chest. They don't actually have to hit your chest, but just imagine that you're bringing your knees up to your chest. And that's the core workout. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful and useful. I know that if you apply the tips that I've given you today, you will experience achieving a smaller waist. I know it. I know it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You can give me a thumbs up, or you can give the video a thumbs up. If you like this video, you can certainly give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? If you're with me and you're also trying to do the same thing, you're on the same mission, you know, looking good for the summer, go ahead, subscribe, join me. Let's do this thing together, okay? We might as well. Thank you so much for watching, and always remember to take care of yourself. See you next time. Oh, and follow me on Instagram.